So obviously you've probably heard. It's all over the news. If you look on Google, if you look on Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, basically everywhere you'll see this. Marvel is being talked about everywhere. Everyone wants to know about Marvel. Everyone's either talking about Captain Marvel, Endgame, or Spider-Man Far From Home. And the real question here is why? Like, how has Marvel grown into such an enormously popular topic? And that's the question I'm going to answer today. So is this technically a theory video? No, but as close as we can get to one. Especially now that I am a superhero channel specializing in Marvel and DC. Yeah, so today I want to talk about why Marvel is so successful. And going along with that, we should probably address what DC is failing at. Seeing as DC recently did Aquaman, which was okay, I guess.
Bruh.
And it was coming out with Shazam, as I talked about in my last video. If for some reason you didn't see the last video, there's obviously an iCard. It should be right up there. You can go check it out. Yeah, it was a good video. You should actually watch it, legitimately. But now that I'm done plugging, this is why Marvel is so successful right now. But more importantly, we want to know what separates Marvel from DC. And I'm going to tell you guys, the answer is a lot simpler than a lot of you might be thinking. And it boils all down to what tactics Marvel is using to create their movies. And these aren't new tactics, these are at least commonly known tactics, however not so commonly used, if you get what I'm saying. In order to explain these tactics that Marvel is using, I will need to compare the Marvel Cinematic Universe to 3 extremely successful series. Those series being Friends, Futurama, and My Hero Academia. Now, I've purposely chosen 3 different shows from 3 different categories that probably pull in different sorts of audiences. And all 3 of them use these tactics in order to make their show so successful. Now, obviously, I've thrown out this word a lot. Tactics. What tactics? It's a very simple, basic tactic, okay? People like people they can relate to. That's who we typically form the closest bonds with friendship. Those are the types of tweets and posts on Instagram and Facebook that we like. Those are the type of memes that we tend to laugh at. Things that we feel some of an emotional connection to. Okay, something that we can relate to, something that we can bring our own experience to, even if it's not the same as everyone else's, but something that we feel, oh yes, this speaks to me, this talks to me, this is something that I can understand. Those are the things that people like the most, and those are what's going to trigger the best or the most positive emotional response out of people. Now, here again, I bring up Friends, Futurama, and My Hero Academia. 3 great shows which use this tactic of creating characters that are relatable and can be easily emotionally attached to. Okay, so for Friends, there's nothing really special about any of the 6 main characters. Like, they're not otherworldly characters, they're not incredibly unrealistic, they're pretty normal people. We have obviously a crazy like kind of, oh, I am the jock kind of guy and I can get all the ladies. We have the quirky weird girl, we have the OCD girl, we have the pretty girl, we have the awkward kind of funny guy, and we have the annoying boss. And all those things are traits that you would probably see in, if not in your friend group, but can commonly see in the world or the people that you know or interact with, like people who share personality traits with those people. The same can be said for Futurama. We have the annoying idiot, the main character. We have the like leader who still has a lot of impulsivity and faults. We have Bender, who is like the rebel who like does whatever he wants to. We have Professor Farnsworth, who's kind of old and feeble, but like kind of funny and like really awkward. We have Zoidberg, who's just like the outcast, but still amazing. We have Hermes, who's like strict, like we have to do things this way. We have Amy, who's kind of more of a, well, we can't say that word on this channel, but we know what she is. And we have Scruffy. I just had to bring up Scruffy. There's no reason to put him there. And of course we have Nibbler. But see, none of these characters, except for Bender, Bender's a little bit outworldly wildish, but now the others are completely unbelievable. Of course, in My Hero Academia, Okay, obviously there's 20 students that we mainly focus on, and I could go through and list all of them. That's the first tactic, okay? There are 2 tactics that are the main ones used to make successful shows, and in Marvel's case, movies. And that's the first one. Creating characters that people can connect to, that have personalities that are relatable and familiar. And from there, put them in different scenarios, okay? And they don't need to be otherworldly, outlandish, crazy scenarios. For instance, the arc where, in Friends, where Phoebe is pregnant, okay? There's nothing really interesting about a woman being pregnant, okay? It happens literally every single day. You've probably known at least one woman who's pregnant. In fact, I bet you came out of a pregnant woman. Just a guess. There's nothing really special or awestruck amazing about a woman being pregnant. And yet, that was one of the best arcs in the entire series, and people love that arc. Not because, oh, incredible, she's pregnant, but just because it was someone we knew who was pregnant. It's someone who we had an emotional connection to. We were invested in this character. We were invested in this person, okay? We invested in Phoebe and the rest of the gang. So even though the pregnancy itself wasn't that exciting, we were invested in the emotional connections and the contradictions and the conflicts that happened with the characters as she was pregnant. That is why we love that arc. That is why, again, for other arcs of the series, why we love other arcs in Friends, because of the emotional connection we have to the characters. We can relate to, we can see ourselves in that situation, we can see other of our actual friends in that situation, and that's what makes us love it. The same can be said for Futurama. Now, of course, Futurama is a little bit more otherlandly, just because it does take place in the entire universe, 1,000 years in the future. So again, a little bit otherworldly-ish, but at the core, the parts that hit us the most, like I recently watched a video, I believe it was by What Culture, it was like the top 10 most emotional moments in Futurama, and none of those moments were completely otherworldly. One of them was when Bender finds out that he cannot just transport his memory into a new body because of a manufacturing issue. So they have that whole like saga where they're like trying to find his original creator, and it turns out that was originally Hermes. But like that's just a good episode about the searching at morality and what it truly means to die. Again, nothing special, nothing that any other series could have covered, but because we were invested in the characters, it mattered. Going further with that, one of my favorite episodes, the one where they can only go into the future with the time machine, they end up circling around through time. Leela leaves him a message in water droplets that turn into stalagmites, and it says like, Fry, our time together was short, but it was like the best time of my life, or something similar to that. We loved it not because, oh wow, she used like water droplets through time to convey this message, although that is a cool part too. We love it because it's emotional and it's pure and we're invested in these characters. And then of course I could say other examples like Zoidberg finally being happy in Stench and Sensibility, the second to last episode. We love it because Zoidberg is finally happy, even if he doesn't have all riches and everything. He is happy and we love that because we are invested in Zoidberg's character. All those are examples of things that are not necessarily, it's not the fact they are otherworldly that we care about them, it's because we actually care about the characters and what they're going through. That's why it's so beautiful, that's why it's so emotional, that's why we love it so much. And then the same can be said for My Hero Academia. Like obviously they're in a superhero setting, but they're not doing anything exceptional that you could say, oh, Sky High did, or Marvel Runaways, or I don't know, more series, the Arrowverse, the Marvel Defenders, not like the actual series Marvel Defenders, but the characters who were brought together to build Marvel Defenders. Like, there's nothing special that My Hero Academia is doing that hasn't been done before, or hasn't been done differently. But what they do is they make us invested. We're invested in Midoriya and in his struggle to become All Might. We're invested in Bakugo and his desire to be the best. We're invested in Todoroki and his desire to become more than what his father wants him to be. We're invested in Araka and her struggle to actually use her ability not just as a useless thing, but like as an actual way to like grow up so she can get enough money so she can help her family, so that she can give them a life that she believes they deserve to have. Let's not even mention Aida and his struggle to become the hero that his brother died becoming because of Stain. And like, we invest in these characters not because of their beautifully drawn and animated scenes, not because of the plot twists, not because of the action, although all of those things in My Hero Academia is beautiful, is amazing. We're drawn to it because we actually care about how these characters feel. The creators of My Hero Academia were able to create characters, a universe where we actually feel that what happens matters, where we actually have an emotional connection to the characters. And now that I've fangirled about 3 series that I love for so long, I can explain that Marvel is doing that. That's the difference between DC and Marvel. Marvel has strove to make a connection between us and the characters, between the people seen in the theater and the people that we see on screen. And DC hasn't. There was a meme back before Avengers Infinity War came out. It said Justice League got 32 million views on YouTube, like the initial trailer. Got 32 million views in about a month, or was it 2 months? Something like that. And then Avengers Infinity Wars got 42 million views in 24 hours. Okay? Amazing. We were much more emotionally connected to that series, to the Avengers, than we are to DC. But even better than that, because we love Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my favorite hero. Spider-Man was the first superhero I fell in love with, and everyone loves Spider-Man. And everyone loves Tom Holland, and Tom Holland is doing a great job as Spider-Man, and a great job as Peter Parker, and he is just killing it. And people are so emotionally invested in his character, and people cried when he evaporated in Infinity Wars. But if you look at the trailer for Spider-Man Far Away From Home, in the first 24 hours, it broke records. It got over 128 million views. That's quadruple what Infinity Wars got. People care more about the life of one person going to Europe and having to fight against Mysterio, which, albeit is a cool villain, Mysterio is a cool villain. They care more about a teen having to go through that than they do about a battle for the fate of the entire universe. Infinity Wars, fate of the entire universe. Far Away From Home, going to a different country and fighting Mysterio. Clearly, if we're talking about mere like importance to the universe, Infinity Wars is more important. But because we have a better emotional connection to Peter Parker, that trailer surpassed in views because we are more invested in Peter Parker, in Spider-Man, in Tom Holland, in Mary Jane, in Zendaya, in the entire Spider-Man universe than we are in the Avengers universe. And that's beautiful marketing. That's something Marvel has taken advantage of. And that's why I had to talk about this video today. And that's why it's such a long video. I'm sorry that it's so long, but it's long because it's beautiful and it's right. And that's what Marvel is doing right. And this is kind of dumb. I'm getting kind of flustered. I got a little bit worked up there. But yeah, it's just because I love it so much. Yeah. And I love that Marvel was able to create a universe, a show, a movie, a series of movies that we care so much about the actual heroes in them, the actual characters. So yeah, that's what Marvel has been doing right. And that's why DC is failing, because they haven't done that. Sorry for such a long video, guys. If you liked it, then don't forget to hit the like button. Comment down below what other tactics have Marvel been using that DC could benefit from, and what other series do you feel like are good examples of using this tactic. Obviously, there's others, ones I could have included that I thought about including. So comment down some series that you feel like use these tactics effectively. Don't forget to share this with all of your friends who are wondering, like, why is everyone talking about Marvel? Because this is why, because of the emotional connection. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Thank you for subscribing so much. I'm trying to be more consistent. I know I'm not doing the best, but hey, if you want to subscribe to a good superhero YouTuber who you know will always be talking about probably either Marvel or DC, subscribe. I'm a pretty cool guy. My social media is right here. You should follow me there. I'm pretty cool. I try to post off there. I post here a lot on Instagram, so follow me. And I think that's all I need, guys. So let's have some fun and smile, because look at these awesome PJs. Like, literally, when I said that I am in love with Spider-Man, I like, Spider-Man is just amazing. Just like absolutely next level.